अच्छा चलें ठीक है we can start. Hopefully सारों को मेरी आवाज आ रही है. I can't really talk very loudly. अच्छा ये हम कर रहे थे we were doing moles in stoichiometry. उसमें था कि number of particles. Moles was just a unit for counting. जिस तरह dozen, million, hundreds, trillion, etc. होते हैं ठीक है. Every unit stands for a particular quantity. Mole stands for 6.02 times 10 to the power 23. ठीक है. That is what a mole stands for. Acha, फिर we figured out that this was one formula that we were working on. Okay, moles is number of particles divided by the Avogadro's number. And we found the number of moles. फिर moles equal to mass divided by mr किया था. That was another formula. Then we talked about finding the number of particles, mass over mr. ठीक है. We figured out how to calculate mr. For solutions or gases, there was a concept called concentration, which was number of particles per unit volume, moles per unit volume. There was concentration is moles over volume. Yeah, n is equal to c into v. But a mole score is subject of the equation. If you make it the subject of the equation, it's going to be concentration multiplied by volume. Okay. Anyways, there were all different ways of finding moles. Uh, Mahad, just 1 second. Let me send a link to Mahad. So this one. Only gases ka tha ki volume of gas. If you have 1 mole of gas, the volume occupied is 24 decimeter cube. Okay, there were all sorts of ways of calculating moles. Anyways, at the end of the day, आपका ये था कि one second. अच्छा, at the end of the day, आपका ये था कि you have equations. Equations जो है ना वो आपको information देती है in what ratio are the substances reacting and the products getting produced. तो वही ratio moles का होगा कि अगर if two sodiums they react with one sulfuric acid, 10 moles would react with 5 moles of sulfuric acid and so on. So we did a bit of a practice of this. ठीक है, एक दो question let me एक second. अच्छा, we'll do one more example जहाँ पे हमने last time we left off. So I'm going to try and solve this one. Okay, I I told you that an equation is the ratio of moles. So I told you कि if you want to link an equation, so this is the number of particles, the ratio of the number of particles, which we are counting in moles. So if you're given 10 grams of NaOH, you can find the moles of 10 grams of NaOH. How can you do that? By using the formula moles is equal to mass divided by mr. The mass is given, it's 10 grams. NaOH की जो mr है, that is Na is 23 plus oxygen is 16 plus hydrogen is 1. So it's 10. So it is 10 divided by 40. We can use our calculator. Okay, hopefully you can. So you can see the calculator. So we're going to use the calculator. It's going to be 10 divided by 40, and that gives us 0.25 moles. So NaOH के moles पता लग गए. It's going to be 0.25 moles. Achha, remember I told you that this 6 and this 3, this is not going to be used anywhere except okay, this is the ratio. If you want to link this with this, तो आप ये ratio use करोगे. 6 NaOH का मतलब ये नहीं है कि you don't have 6 NaOH. You have 0.25 moles. It's the ratio. And this 6 and this 3 would only be used if you're trying to find out the ratio and trying to figure out how much Cl2 would be there. Now, according to the ratio, it's 6 ratio 3. The 0.25 would be x. So basically, the value of Cl2 would be, okay, we can do the working in 6 reacting with 3. So it's 0.25 that would react with x. And if I cross multiply, it would be 0.25 into 3 divided by 6. So we can find that out. So this one is 0.25 into 3 and divide that by 6. So I get 0.125 moles. वो इसके आगे. And so on. I can find the moles of the other substances. NaClO3, you can use any ratios. ठीक है, इसका इसके साथ रेशियो लगा लो, इसका इसके साथ रेशियो लगा लो. It's going to give you the same thing. तो 6 ratio 1 है. तो 0.25 ratio x होगा. ठीक है, so it would be 0.25 into 1 divided by 6. So या तो वो simply आप you can do the working कि 6 NaOH they react with 1 NaClO3. So 0.25 would react with X. So it's going to come out to be 0.25 divided by 6. And this gives me 0.017, 0.0417. 1 second, what's the value? 0.041. फिर इसकी भी निकाल सकते हो. It's इसके moles निकालने 5 NaCl. So you can use ratios with any of the substances that are already known. I said that are already known. So it's 1 ratio 5. तो किसी के साथ भी कर लो, 6 ratio 5 कर लो. तो 0.25 ratio x हो जाएगा. So it's going to be 0.25 into 5 divided by 6. So 0.25 star 5 and divide that by 6. It gives you 0.208. Anyways, so you can find the moles of all the substances. ये आखिरी का निकालना आसान है क्योंकि इसका रेशियो मैं इसके साथ लगाता हूँ Cl2 के साथ. So they're going to have pretty much, the same moles. 3Cl2 react with 3 water, produce 3 water molecules. It's the same ratio. इसके moles भी 0.125 moles होंगे. अच्छा, so is this clear to everyone? Saad, is this clear? Iram, clear है?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. साद clear है? अहमद clear है?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
अच्छा, अब करना ही है कि remember one thing. मैं formulas की ना सारी list नीचे लिख रहा हूँ. Remember that जो equation है ना, that deals with moles. अच्छा, question में maybe the equation is not given. ठीक है, अभी फिलहाल let's assume the equation is given. You need this ratio. एक के भी moles पता लग गए ना, किसी एक के भी, you can find using ratios, you can find the moles of all the substances. And you have all these formulas. अच्छा, I'm going to put the formulas in one place. ठीक है, एक है कि moles is equal to number of particles divided by Avogadro's number. The other one is और क्या क्या थे, moles is equal to mass over mr. फिर solution के लिए क्या था, moles is concentration multiplied by volume, which was n is equal to c into v. And then you had another one which was moles is volume of gas. This was for gases divided by 24 dm cube. Remember to keep your volume in dm cube. So you have these formulas. Now I'm going to give you a question, and the question is, that now this is what the type of question you're going to get. So the question is okay, 0. 0.5 grams of aluminium reacts with 200 cm cube of HCl. HCl aqueous. Now you're going to be given you have to find and it reacts completely. Okay, so that's the question. अब इसमें के part A, find concentration of HCl. Part B, find mass of salt that is produced. Part C, find volume of gas. As a find volume of gas. Anyways, your question would be like this. So the equation is not given. Now remember the first very important part is to find that equation. Equation क्या होगी? It's going to be aluminium reacting with HCl. So metal plus acid produces salt. Salt किस तरह बनती है? A से डाल दो उसकी जगह metal would take its place. Al is 3 plus Cl is minus 1, so it's going to be AlCl3 plus hydrogen gas. So then you would have to balance this two aluminiums, 6 Cls, 3 hydrogens. Okay, so this equation is balanced. Now you have made the equation. Now remember, equation में जो ratio है ना, that's the ratio of moles. Okay, it's not the ratio of mass. 2:6 ratio 2:3 जो है ना, that's the ratio of moles. Not the ratio of mass, not the ratio of any other thing. So what's given? You're given that aluminium के बारे में given it's 0.5 grams of aluminium. अच्छा और क्या given है? HCl जो solution है ना उसका volume given है. So the volume of HCl solution is given. It's 200 cm cube. Now that's the only thing that's provided. और कुछ भी नहीं given, ठीक है? Nothing else is given. That is the only thing that's provided. अब now remember, make sure in these formulas, remember there's a difference between the volume of the solution and the volume of a gas. They're completely two different things. ठीक है, मतलब solution is a liquid, so remember वो किसकी बात कर रहे हैं, मतलब आपने formula सही तरह choose करना है, ठीक है? HCl is not a gas, वो तो दिया हुआ भी है, it's an aqueous solution, so you can't use the gas formula, ठीक है? The gas formula can't be used for solutions. तो इस चीज़ का ख्याल रखना कि a lot of people they start applying this formula कि उन्होंने volume नजर आया, they can use it. I mean you can't use this formula volume of gas क्योंकि it's not a gas. ये जो formula है ना last वाला, this is only for gases. अच्छा खैर anyways, मुझे equation में goal किया है. The goal is to find the moles of any one of the substances because if I'm able to do that, I'll be able to figure out the moles of every other substance. अब solution के खाली volume से moles ही निकलेंगे. Look at the formula. You need the concentration of the solution as well. तो इससे तो moles नहीं निकलने वाले. But aluminium is mass is given. उसके moles आप निकाल सकते हो by using the first formula, which is mass divided by AR. So which is what we are going to do. We're going to find the moles is mass divided by AR. Aluminium is 27. ठीक है, aluminium is 27. Make sure ये 2 और ये 6 बीच में ना आए. I told you कि जो 2 और 6 और 2 और 3 है ना, these are ratios. तो जब ratios लगाएंगे ना, that's when they're going to be used. Formulas के अंदर कहीं पे भी नहीं आने चाहिए ये 2. अच्छा, anyways, it's going to be 0.5 grams divided by 27. I'm going to take out my calculator and do that. So it's 0.5 divided by 27. I get 0.0185. ठीक है, 3 significant figures. So the answer I get is 0.0185 moles. अब मेरा क्वेश्चन जो है ना वो सॉल्व हो जाएगा. क्योंकि एक की भी मोल्स पता लग गया, I can find using ratios, I can find the moles of all the other substances. ये क्या है, 2:6 है ना, तो it's going to be 0.0185 into 6 divided by 2. So use ratios, 2:6, 0.0185 ratio x, basically 0.0185 into 6 divided by 2. So that gives me, let's do that. So 0.0185 star 6 and then divided by 2. So it gives me 0.0555 moles. 0.555 moles. As a similarly, I can find the moles of AlCl3. Now that part is easy because it's the same ratio, 2:2. So जो इसके moles हैं, that's going to be the moles of this substance. So it's going to be 0.018 5 moles. And then you can find the moles of this. किसी से भी ratio लगा लो. It's going to be, let's use 2:3. So it's going to be 0.0185 ratio x. So 0.0185 into 3 divided by 2. So 0.0185 into 3, I think, and then divide by 2, it gives me 0.02775, 278 कर लेते हैं. 0.027, three significant figures, 0.0278 moles. Mahad, is this clear? Sidra, is this clear? Anna, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Acha, so that's the first call for any moles question, ठीक है? Whatever data that's given, you have to, hopefully the equation would be given. But a lot of times the equation is not given. But the equation is the most important part क्योंकि वो रेशो बताता है. और किसी एक की भी मोल्स पता लग गया ना, you can find the moles of everything. बाकी काम आसान है. Once you've found the moles of every substance that you have, बाकी काम आसान है. Part A पे आ जाओ. You're supposed to find the concentration of HCl. तो इधर नीचे निकाल लेते हैं. Concentration of HCl. How do you do that? What's the formula of concentration? Concentration का formula है कि it's N is equal to C into V. And if you put concentration, the subject of the equation, it would be moles divided by volume. So concentration is moles divided by, and I have both things. I have the moles and I also have the volume. So I have both things. तो उसको फॉर्मूले में पुट करो. मोल्स कितने हैं? 0.0555 और वॉल्यूम मस्ट बी इन डीएम क्यूब. तो डीएम क्यूब में 200 cm cube divided by 1000, that's going to be 0.2 dm cube. So 0.0555 divided by 0.2 divided by, and that gives me 0.2775 mole per decimeter cube. I said the other one. Uh, we found the concentration. Next part is mass निकालनी of salt produced. So we can do that. Mass का क्या formula है? I want to figure out the mass. One second. I want to figure out mass. तो mass का क्या formula है? Mass का है कि moles is equal to mass over ARMR. So ARMR को multiply कर दो moles, so you'll get mass. So I have so mass would be 0.0185 multiplied by the MR. Remember, it's 2 का कुछ नहीं करना, ये ratio था. You've put the, so remember, don't include this 2 in any of the formulas. ये वो ratio था जो आप लगा चुके हो. It was 6:2. You use that to find these moles. Now ignore this 2. Don't put this 2 in any of the formulas. ठीक है? AlCl3 की MR निकालनी है. Al is 27 and Cl is 35.5, and you multiply it by 3. ठीक है, so 27 plus, not multiply, ये बीच में plus होना चाहिए. अच्छा, so it's going to be plus. So 27 plus 35.5 into 3. 1 second. So 35.5 star 3, and then I'm going to add plus 27. That gives me 133.5 into 0.0185. 0.0185. So it's go 133.5 star 0.018, and I get 2.47 grams. So I get 2.47 grams. The next part is, okay, I want to figure out the volume of gas. We lost जो part था ना ये ऊपर top पे, ठीक है? You were supposed to find the volume of gas. The volume of gas is this one. Remember, इस 3 का बीच में कुछ नहीं करना. This 3 was the ratio. You use that 3 already, so don't include this 3 in the formula. अच्छा, volume of gas का क्या formula है? It would be moles multiplied by 24 dm cube. Well, if you look over here, this is the formula of volume of gas. That would be moles multiplied by 24 dm cube. So we have the moles with us, it's 0.0278. And I'm going to multiply it by 24. So, okay, point, एक side पे कर ले. So it's 0.0278. I'm going to multiply that by 24. It gives me 0.667 dm cube. Okay, so all 3 values have been found out. Now remember, okay, I'm going to describe the whole question again. Now all questions about moles would be pretty much the same. Wording different hogi, but the main idea of solving a moles question is exactly the same. You have an equation and you have ratios. The ratios are for moles. What you just have to do is you have to find the moles of any one of the substances. If you're able to do that, you'll be able to find the moles of all the substances according to the ratio. And once you do that, all you need is to know the formulas. Okay, agar number of particles nikal le, if your moles are given, you can find number of particles. If mass needs to be found, moles are known, you can find mass. Agar solution is, you can find its concentration or its volume. Agar gas is, you can find volume of gas. ठीक है, is this clear? Iram clear है? Mahal clear है? Saad clear है? Anna?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
अच्छा, try doing this question now. Equation में दे देता हूँ, ठीक है? Equation, और मैं steps बता देता हूँ कि what steps are going to be used. So I'll give you the equation, which is, अच्छा, question ये कि 10 grams of calcium carbonate reacts with 0.25 mole per dm cube. अब ये mole per dm cube, remember, is concentration. ठीक है, the unit is concentration, ठीक है? 0.25 mole per dm cube of phosphoric acid. Now you're being asked to calculate volume of acid needed, and then you're being asked to calculate actually you're being asked to calculate the एक और चीज Is it calculate volume of acid needed? Calculate mass of salt produced? फिर calculate volume of gas produced. ठीक है, it's the same question but with a different equation. Take out your calculators or start working on this. Anyways, this is your balanced equation. क्या given? And the only information that's provided is okay, this is 10 grams and this is इसकी concentration given है कितना है 0.25 मोल per dm cube और क्वेश्चन में क्या है कि इसका वॉल्यूम निकालो फाइंड द वॉल्यूम इसके बारे में क्या है कि फाइंड द मास ऑफ द सॉल्ट और कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड इज द ओनली गैस तो उसने कहा कि वॉल्यूम ऑफ गैस निकालो लेकिन आप क्या निकालोगे you'll find the moles of every substance तो सारे ट्राई कैलकुलेटिंग पहले तो मुझे कोई बताया कि एनीवन कैन आंसर दिस इन सारों में किसके मोल्स निकाल सकते हो आप out of all these substances
Calcium carbonate.
ठीक है यू कैन फाइंड द मोल्स ऑफ
First one.
कैल्शियम ठीक है तो सिर्फ उसी के निकाल सकते हो यू कांट फाइंड द मोल्स ऑफ एनी अदर क्योंकि बाकियों के बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन जैसा कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड के बारे में तो कुछ भी नहीं दिया हुआ इसकी सिर्फ कॉन्सेंट्रेशन दी हुई है बट दैट इज नॉट इनफ टू फाइंड मोल्स तो सिर्फ ये रह जाता है 10 ग्राम्स कैल्शियम कार्बोनेट तो टेक आउट द प्योर टेबल फाइंड द मोल्स साथ इसके मोल्स मुझे बताओ जल्दी से क्या होंगे
Sir, let me bring the calculator.
ठीक है किसी और ने अगर ढूंढ ली है तो बता दे
0.1.
ठीक है Sidra what's the MR that you're getting for calcium carbonate
1 second. I got 100.
ठीक है so calcium is 40 carbon is 12 and oxygen is 16 16 times 3 that's so this would be 100 ठीक है so you're getting 0.1 moles and once you know the moles of one of the substances you can use ratios try using ratios to find the moles of all the other substances Mahad, are you trying can you find the moles of the other substances Mahad, have you found moles?
1 second, sir. I'm trying to find my calculator.
इसकी और निकाले. Anna, have you found the moles of all the other substances? अहमद, आपने किया? Hello, Ahmed, are you listening?
Yes.
हाँ, इसके मोल्स बताओ ना बाकियों के. इधर आपने निकाले. अहमद, ये अभी तक क्यों नहीं निकले?
Sir, phosphoric acid is 0.067 moles.
अच्छा, 0.06.
Calcium, calcium
अच्छा, ये
phosphate.
मैंने कहा 3. इधर मैंने 3 सिग्निफिकेंट फिगर्स कहा है, तो ये 0.0667 मोल्स होंगे.
Yes, sir.
अच्छा, कैल्शियम फॉस्फेट के
0.033.
333. 3
Yes,
सिग्निफिकेंट.
yes, sir. Sorry.
चलो, इन दोनों के आखिरी दो के
0.1, 0.1.
ठीक है, वो पहले वाले ही होंगे. अहमद, ये सिंपली रेशो यूज किया कि 3:2 है. 3 2 के साथ रिएक्ट करते हैं तो 0.1 कितने के साथ रिएक्ट करेंगे? x के साथ क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई करो तो ये आंसर आ जाएगा. ठीक है, तो अगला पार्ट करो जो क्वेश्चन पूछा हुआ था कि यू फाउंड द मोल्स ऑफ एवरीथिंग. तो उसने कहा कि कैलकुलेट द वॉल्यूम ऑफ एसिड नीडेड. तो वॉल्यूम ऑफ एसिड, एसिड ये है, कॉन्सेंट्रेशन भी पता है, मोल्स भी पता है, तो वॉल्यूम निकाल सकते हो कि नहीं निकाल सकते? यू जस्ट नीड टू अप्लाई फॉर्मूला. उससे अगला पार्ट मास ऑफ सॉल्ट. तो मोल्स पता है तो यू कैन फाइंड मास. और फिर ये वॉल्यूम ऑफ गैस वाला फॉर्मूला. ये सारे जरा लगा. ये जल्दी से ट्राई एंड कैलकुलेट दिस एंड टेल मी द वॉल्यूम ऑफ फॉस्फोरिक एसिड. और फॉर्मूला यूज कौन सा करोगे? इट्स गोइंग टू बी
It is 0.
तो आगे भी बताओ ना.
2668.
0.267 कर लेते हैं. 3 significant figures. DM cube. ठीक है, 0.267. Sidra, are you getting this or Adam?
Yeah, I
Yes.
got the same thing.
ठीक है. मतलब फॉर्मूला कौन सा यूज करना था? N is equal to C into V. क्योंकि solution है. Solution. So moles were there. The concentration was also provided, and you could figure out the volume. Anyways, next part, mass. How would you find mass? कैसे निकालिए mass अभी तक?
Sir, 10.23 grams.
अच्छा, होगा क्या फॉर्मूला? मोल्स इनटू mr होगा.
Yes.
मोल्स हैं 0.033 मोल्स. mr क्या निकली? mr निकालना इसमें ट्रिकी होगा कि 3 कैल्शियम्स. तो 40 into 3 और PO4 twice है, तो P31 plus 16 into 4 और प्लस वो भी twice है. MR क्या है ये इसमें?
310.
ठीक है. तो आंसर क्या है इनमें? कितना है?
10.23.
10.2. 3 significant figures. ठीक है. So it comes out to be 10.2 grams. And the last one is the volume of carbon dioxide. तो
2.4 dm cube.
ठीक है. तो वॉल्यूम ऑफ गैस जो होता है, ये वॉल्यूम ऑफ गैस है. ठीक है. It's moles multiplied by 24 dm cube. So it's going to be 0.1 multiplied by 24. So 2.4. So you get 2.4 dm cube. ठीक है. Sidra, यही है ना? This is the value that you're getting, right?
Yeah, I'm getting that.
So now one question will be 50. The rest of the time you can do this right now, I think. ठीक है. एक छोटा सा question मैं दूंगा. Okay, the equation is provided. So 2 grams. Okay, 2 grams of sodium reacts with nitric acid. Calculate mass of salt produced. and volume of H2 gas that's released. That's a volume of H2 gas that's released. That's the question. Equation भी दे देता हूँ कि sodium reacts with phosphoric acid metal plus acid produces salt. H की जगह Na आ जाएगा तो it would be Na3 plus H2 and you can balance this 2 3 ये 2 हो गया Na6 हो गया. Anyways, that's the equation that's given. ये भी करना है 15 minutes में. ठीक है, this is the question you have to do. और ये भी submit करना है, ठीक है. Try and quickly. Ahmed, Saad, Mahad, try and do this question as quickly as possible, ठीक है. और अभी कोशिश करो कि submit कर दो. Answers. The mass of salt is keep mass and the volume of H2 gas that has to be given. Clear here? Any questions about this? Mahad, is this clear? Sidra? Iram?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So, ठीक है, I'm disconnecting here now and try and do this as quickly as possible, ठीक है? और अभी भेज दो. Okay. Allah Hafiz.